Mm. Hey y'all, welcome to the Devon A. Morris Unfiltered call-in show. Have a seat. Let's get ready. You have any questions? Come on, call in. Come on to that Discord channel. Do me a favor, get the unfiltered crew some finger snaps. We're ready to get started here. Mondays, 8 p.m. Every single Monday, we're here. I'm excited about it. Are you? Let's get this show started, y'all. The greatest Scrum show on earth. I'll see y'all soon. Enjoy. There we go. Hello, everyone. Let me get another clap there because we're going to get ourselves started here. It's an interesting day. Welcome to the Devon A. Morris Unfiltered call-in show. Well, we just kind of take an opportunity to give people a chance to ask questions that they may have related to Scrum, Agile, business, I'd go any place that you're really willing to go. So on that note, these are interesting times, y'all. I've been busy working with my children on school stuff. So it's been a lovely time. Visiting schools and colleges and all those kind of things have been amazing. Hello, everyone. Sarah, hey. Let's see, Karyan, hey. Let's see, Goodwin, hey. Just hey to the few people that are out there. Now, I sent a note out saying, maybe we should talk about what motivates us, right? What motivates us. And, I was thinking about this this week because I'm over here reading a manuscript and it got me a little excited. It's not my manuscript, but reading a manuscript, and it just got me excited. It just reminded me of a lot of that energy that you have as you are doing this wonderful and great work that we sometimes do or get the opportunity to do. And so that is started inspiring me. So I just kind of started jumping into things that I dreamed about doing and just haven't done because of the intricacies of life, right? And so I got some new things that I'm gonna be diving into, which should be fun, So I've been kind of busy on that stuff all day today or this past week, so it's been interesting. And over the past couple weeks, it's been a time for me to reset. So I always take a period and kind of reset. And this has been one of those moments where I'm resetting, so then I can make sure that I, start to get into next year and make sure that I'm doing the right things and working my roadmap, right? Really working my roadmap and trying to make sure that I am accomplishing the things long term that I expect to accomplish. So and then I'm kind of good to go. So I get excited, about these things. So I'm just like, I'm curious about what really motivates people. I mean, what really, yeah, okay. So, you go to look at the book Drive by Dan Pink, and in it talks about once you take money off the table, purpose, autonomy, and mastery are the three things that really truly motivates people, cognitive workers, as he would specifically say. And so, but it's deeper than that, right? It's much deeper than that. And the question in my head is what really motivates one, what really gets you moving in a direction, and I know different examples of how that's happened for me over life. And last time we actually had the show, probably the last few times we had the show, we had people that came on that actually talked about their journey, at least from the beginning. But one of the questions I really barely ask or really touch on is what are the things that kind of motivated them to really jump in this space beyond money. You understand where I'm coming from? Beyond money, right? Because money is one thing, right? And I'm not saying you should get paid. You should get paid what you're worth. hopefully what you feel like you're worth, right? If you feel like you should make $1 million a day, go for it, right? I'm all about supporting you and getting that $1 million a day, right? But what is it that really drives us is curious, very curious. And I would say to you, if I look at, I guess the little guy, the little Devon, right? Maybe as I call myself, Mr. Devon back in the day, right? I would actually say that probably the things that motivated me was the fact that my grandmother raised me, and having this, you know, nobody in my well, I lie. I'm the only male in my family that has the last name Morris, right? Really. So I'm like the last Morris on the planet Earth when it comes to my family. Now, how I got my last name is weird, but the idea is that as a little kid, I didn't notice that, right? And I wanted to make sure that I do things to make my grandmother proud, make sure that I was showing appreciation because she didn't have to raise me or take care of me. So for me, it was really purpose that was driving me, right? Seeing people working hard to take care of you, and then on the other end, you want to work hard to take care of them, and I tied those things to my last name, right? And that's the way it happened for me early on, and probably most of the things that I really, really, probably to this day, remain motivated about goes back to those same core things, those core principles, those core ideas, those, being in the hood, thinking of and dreaming of different things or a different way of life, right? And in no way I would imagine that, I would be in a position that I'm in. I know that the little Devon, 5-year-old guy, would be very proud of the man I've become, right? But, I'm curious as to what motivates people in general, right? What motivates you at the job, right? Sometimes for me, getting into the agile space. What motivated me to get in the agile space? I wasn't motivated to get in the agile space. I fell into the agile space. I didn't really have any true exposure other than other people, right? And before I really got into the agile space, I'd heard about it, tried to do some little things, but it was really, really, really bad, right? I wasn't really trying to hard. I was really talking until I hit State Farm, and then ran into a guy named Tom Meller, who's been on this show, and I just was working with him. Was I motivated to do Scrum? I was motivated by, at that time, State Farm telling us no. That was really my motivation at that point. They're going to tell us not to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to be successful. And I was just motivated by just that counter thing, right? And so then I say to myself, why did I get motivated after that point? Because once I completed, or we got toward an ending, right? I realized that I wasn't going to get what I wanted at State Farm. And I thought that Tom was crazy. And I said, I don't want to fight this battle, And since I wasn't going to get what I wanted, and what I wanted was an opportunity for mastery, an opportunity to be able to pull myself away from Tom and be an equal to him to some degree, right? He could be my mentor or whatever, but being equal to him, and there's no way I was going to be able to be an equal to him, because when I was at State Farm, I was a contractor, end of the day. And being a contractor, there's only so many things you can do before they just kind of walk you out the door and say, bye, right? Because it's so much easier for them to walk you out the door, because they don't have to go through any big processes or give you any opportunities. They can just walk you out the door. And so knowing that, I moved on, right, to some place where I would be able to be a Scrum Master, be the man, be the actual person that's actually really doing the work of what a Scrum Master does, okay? When I was at State Farm, I was a planner. I was supporting the project manager, and basically, almost like a team up because we had all this process stuff to do. When I went to Capital One, I was able to be a Scrum Master. They called it was an Agile project manager by title. That was the title, Agile project manager, which is cool. Agile project manager was cool. I got an email from someone recently asking about titles and if you're officially a manager and you are the Scrum Master for a team of people that don't report to you. Is that not good? I mean, is that not allowed? Well, Scrum doesn't stop nothing from happening, right? Can you do it? Yeah, you know. Will you have team members that don't want to talk because of their title? That's very well can happen, right? Or you might be in a situation where people have no problem talking to management. I don't know, right? But I have always had people send me some questions, and I know I wasn't in the position, when I first started doing Scrum to actually be the quote Scrum Master, the one that's really leading a team. And then when I went to Cap One, I had the opportunity to really lead a team, really be the one that's running into the problems and figuring out how to solve problems. And I knew how to solve problems before, but not with that title, not under the brand of Agile, right? So for me, in my professional life, I have probably been motivated more by the opportunity of mastery, right? I claim autonomy regardless of what I do, but I'm on this relentless journey of improvement. And I'm still on it. I've always been on it, right? I've always been on it because I'm not perfect at anything. I might talk a lot of stuff, right? I'll talk like I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? I was in an event yesterday and had some bread that was this thick, man. It was this thick. I was like, I can't even have that bread. It was this thick. Texas toast, I guess, right? But yeah, I just, I'm on this constant journey of mastery. So like reading this manuscript has been helpful for me, right? Because I still kind of drag myself into reading a book a month, right? And so that's a good pattern, right? But why do I have that pattern? There's always something I'm trying to learn. Always something I'm trying to do. I can't take a vacation without trying to make it partially educational. I really can't. Like, I know people can do it, but I can't go to Jamaica and sit on the beach 7 days. It ain't gonna happen, right? I just can't do it, right? There has to be something that stimulates my brain, even in a vacation. So for me, all my life, I know I've been on a constant journey of improvement. And it could stem from maybe not feeling like I was enough. Nobody's ever called me stupid or anything like that. But, it just stems from, trying to see something different and understanding that knowledge is power. I've kind of moved myself in that direction. So it's an amazing thing, when I sit back and I really think about it. I really think about it because I'm still on that journey because I don't know everything. There's always a nuance or a perspective that I may have missed out on. And I like to understand those perspectives. I like to understand people. And in understanding people, it actually helps me with everything else. So it's one of those things that's really, really nice, really, really good. And what I'm going to do is, so and then love for you to like and subscribe to this video. I know it's live. A lot of people come to us later and just watch them on YouTube because that's where I save them at to make sure people have access to them. But I went ahead and threw the guest link out there again for anyone that's arrived new. And if you want to join on a call, you're welcome to join on a call. If you have a question or you want to have a discussion with me around achieving your dreams, motivation, what does that look like? What actually motivates you? And I don't know what that is for every single individual, but I have a good enough idea for me, right? I'm motivated by, people who I mentor, right? I see them doing great things, and you know what I do? Try to find ways to support them. But then what happens is they start catching up with you, right? So now you got to go get some new tricks in the bag so you can have more stuff to be able to teach them and give them, right? And so by my mentees catching up, it continues me down a road. It makes me want to continue to improve. So, and then I can have something else to offer. So I don't become a relic, right? I don't want to become a relic, right? You know how you have some of you are used to a situation where you have a family member that's maybe a little older, and you know families don't want nobody to die, anything like that, and but you keep them around, you take care of them, but you treat them like they're a relic. Like they're there as just a showpiece, right? I've seen several families that, have their elderly people as relics and don't find ways to keep them engaged and involved. And so, I never want to be a relic. Even as I get older, I would prefer not to be a relic. But the idea is that we do that. And I don't want to be a relic to my mentees, to the people who come and ask me questions, or even a relic inside of the classroom setting, right? I don't want to do that either. So it's just this constant journey of self-discovery is what I do constantly, is what I do again and again and again. And the problem is I don't know how to stop it. Matter of fact, do I really ever want to stop it? I don't. And I don't because I enjoy it. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I enjoy every aspect of being someone that people can kind of sort of look up to. Okay? Kind of sort of look up to. It makes me proud, and oh man, I got to respond to some emails that I haven't this week, but, I'm looking for opportunities to work with high school kids and stuff like that, so they can see me or see us in those environments, so they can think to themselves, that's something that's tangible, right? And so I want to be that person. I want to continue to be that person for, the many people that I come across or that I touch in some kind of way. So I say it again, probably my motivation, my new motivation right now is the children. Right now, it's literally the children. It's literally the children. Because I'm a little selfish. I don't really want them to get smarter than me, right? I want to be able to still compete with them mentally. And so I'm going to do some things so I can continue to compete with them, which they're going to have to stretch to if they want to compete with me. So right now, my kids are actually motivating me to go and do some stuff that I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it because I need for them to be in a certain place, right? Make it harder for them to beat me is all I'm really trying to do, right? Not that it's a competition, because I actually want them to beat me, right? But I want to make it hard for them to beat me, so whatever they attain such a high level of greatness because I've set up a standard of greatness, right? Not something that's impossible for them to achieve, because some kids going the opposite direction. So it's one of those things where I'm actually super excited about it. So it'll be something you will all hear about in a few months or something like that. I got to at least get myself raring. Make sure it's something I really, really want to do. Other than that, I just keep myself motivated around things. And, I'm definitely motivated when people tell me no, because I don't like to listen to people. But, I don't ever have any problems with teams. People think I have problems with teams, but I don't. I say I get fired all the time. Contracts end probably is more of what happens to me, or I walk away because I've done enough of the work that needs to be done. So I'm actually pretty solid. I probably need to. You know what I didn't do this year? I didn't really dive deep with a company. Normally, every single year I find a company to dive deep with. And, when I say dive deep, I mean really, for maybe 15, 20 hours a week, really work with the company. Yeah, I didn't do that this year. I should do it. I should do it. I should do it. I'm gonna have to put some feelers out there to see if anybody's interested. But the idea is that I love doing that because it keeps me grounded, right? It keeps me motivated. It keeps me to the point where I understand, you know, especially new generations that are coming into the workforce because as people are different. And I want to be able to relate to them. I want to be able to help them. I want to be able to be a part of what helps build that next generation. So I need to think about that. I definitely need to do that or work toward that. At least is what my mind is telling me. So it's like, wow, I'm actually excited. I'm really, really excited about these things. I just don't know if I'm gonna get that opportunity to work with an organization this year. I just won't go get hired. So, but work with an organization on a contractual basis so we can part ways without anybody complaining is all I would really want to do. So, I normally I'm really very motivated about coaching every single year. Um, and so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of that real soon. So yeah, so I'll be putting some feelers out there, or maybe I'll do more individual coaching. Maybe that's where it's at for me over the next few months to help people out. But on that note, as I was saying, we, hopefully, I don't see anybody jumping on, so we won't go long tonight if no one jumps on to the actual talk about what motivates them, because you all know me. You've heard from me many, many times. I've had many, many statements, okay? Most people know most of the things I say or that I do or even ask. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you have any, if you want to join us on the actual show, go ahead and click that link that I actually provided in the actual comments, because that's where I throw it at. And then it's also in the description, or should be in the description. Yes, it is in the description. And I didn't change it this time, so we should be good to go. So yeah, so people, I will say this to you. I know that some of us you may be just some of any place around the world, okay? I know that to be a fact. But I also know that there's a lot of organizations looking for Agile help. Tons of organizations looking for help from Agilists, okay? And so if you're motivated to get in this environment, I don't think it's any time better than now, because organizations are really, really actually hiring, right? Now, are we going to get hit by another big strand of COVID and, things go down bad? Well, from my understanding, the COVID numbers are going down. They're going down. They may not be going down as rapidly as we want them to, but with them going down as we get closer and closer to cold and flu season, that's a positive sign. That's definitely a positive sign that we're moving in the right direction. So, it's one of those things where if you're looking for those opportunities, they're out there. I even went out there and looked at jobs, just in terms of, because I do that once or twice a quarter, and people are hiring. And I normally look in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but a lot of people that I know have found opportunities. Now, I don't know what they're paying. I don't know what they're doing specifically. Their job titles may not be exactly what they want it to be, but they're getting an opportunity. And that opportunity, once you take it, turns into other things. So I'm looking, so you should be out there grabbing those opportunities if you are in the market, if you are actually looking. So that's definitely a super plus, okay? So that being said, I think I talked about my dreams. I've talked about, at least my dreams over the years. And most of you probably have similar ways that your dreams come up, likely associated with family, or a lot of us are motivated by money. But again, the money thing is only valid when you're not overall satisfied with purpose, autonomy, and mastery. Money becomes a huge thing, but you need to get paid fairly, no question. We all should be getting paid fairly. and we'll see what happens in the next few months. But on that note, here's the good thing. The good thing is we're gonna make it a short night tonight. Not that that's a bad thing. I just come here to actually have conversations with you all and answer questions. And since there are no questions, at least at this particular point in time, I'm going to say thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone that showed up. Hopefully you have a better idea, or if you don't have an idea about what motivates you, figure it out. Figure out what drives you. Figure out why. If you don't have a reason why you're waking up every morning, right? Why you get out that bed to go slosh through life, right? If you haven't figured that out, you should spend some time on that. You should really spend some time figuring that out, because the sooner you figure that out, the better your life is going to be. I wake up in the morning and I'm not depressed, I'm not sad, I'm not mad at nobody. Even if they've done me wrong, I'm really not mad at nobody. If I do, I find a way to deal with it, get myself back to a certain equilibrium. I have a certain routine that I follow, and I just keep going at it like that, right? So you should be able to do the same thing, and you would probably do the same thing if you're doing something that you love to do, okay? Almost like it don't feel like work, right? You know, a lot of people, look at me strange when we talk about owning a business and everything else. But the main reason why I own a business is, well, let's put it this way. I work really hard to not work for anybody, which means that I work a lot of extra hours, more than likely, to make sure that I don't work for anybody. I'm not against anybody working for anybody. That's not the case. No, that's not the case at all, right? I just like the freedom to be able to tell people the truth, the absolute truth. And with having the ability to tell people the absolute truth means in some circles I'm not desired. In other circles, I'm exactly what they need, right? Because I just don't like, I don't like that whole behind the room, you're talking, I don't like all that stuff, right? I like, truly, an honest, go at things. And if we all gave each other those opportunities and we had a society that would do that, we probably would be in a much better position. So on that note, I'm going to say, hey, y'all, I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. We will continue this a couple weeks from now, okay? But queue up those Agile questions. I double-checked the inner loop. We actually put a place for people to put videos in a Dropbox location. If they have questions, then we don't have anything there. So looks like we're good. So on that note, everybody, thank you for showing up. I will see you in a couple weeks, and we will go from there. Have a wonderful evening. Peace. I'll see you soon. Make it a great week, people. Make it a great week. I'll talk to you later.